Hey there everyone, welcome back to GameVine, and my name is Dave, and welcome to a review of Between the Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig. Ooh, I got it out. Let's do it. So, as a disclaimer, this is a review copy from Stonemaier Games. Thank you so much, Jamie, for this review copy. This is my very first Stonemaier game, so I'm super excited because I've heard and seen through the window of my television of how great these games look. So this is actually a take on Between Two Cities and the Mad King Ludwig game from Vizier Games. So this is kind of a collaboration. Now this review is going to be from Virgin Eyes. I have not played either one of these games. Want a more experienced review? There are other ones out there, but I know of the two games, and I actually seen Mad King Ludwig played at a convention. I messed around with the pieces a little bit, but I've not played either one of them. So I'm coming into this with a fresh slate, which I think is unique, and I think this review is going to be beneficial for people who haven't played either one of these games. Now Stonemaier is known for their production, so without further ado, let me show you what comes in this box. I'll show you how to play, and then I'll give you this game a grade in my opinion. Let's go. Alright, so this is what comes in the box of Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig. Now that is a mouthful, right? That's okay because the production is super stellar. I am into it and I'm okay with a long title if the production is going to be this cool. Now this is my very first Stonemeier's game, so I haven't played any other games of Jamie Stonemeier's. I've seen them, I've watched them, I've played around with them a little bit at conventions, but this is my very first one, so I get to see the production up close and have it for myself and evaluate it, and I'm telling you people, it is out of this world. Now, the trays alone is such a great concept and keeps everything orderly. You have these little tops when you take it out of the box and or put it into the box. You can put them on easily. Each one of these little castles here, they are different. They don't need to be. They just are basically separators between the players. The tiles here, all of them here, they have some of the same powers, but each picture, each name of the room is unique. They did not need to do that, but I appreciate it. Nonetheless, I am a super sucker for production, so getting into my very first Stonemaier game and getting into more in the future, that's going to give them quite a bit of brownie points, so take that for what it is. But the game is basically thick cardboard and a lot of tiles with some fun-sized cards. You know how I feel about fun-sized cards, but they're linen finished, so that's cool. I'll give it a pass. All right, so now let me show you how to play this game. Let's go. All right, so this is the game set up for 4 people. Now, the unique thing about this is you're going to be taking care of 2 of the adjacent castles to you. So I'm sitting right here, so I'm going to be responsible for this throne room and or castle, and this one as well. The name of the game is to get the highest score off of one of your castles, and you can only take the lowest score of the 2 that you're responsible for. So you're going to have to keep them neck and neck because ultimately you get the lowest score of the 2. Now, how are you getting those points? Well, you're doing this in beautiful fashion by drawing a stack here for each player in the game. So we'll draw 4 stacks and it has 9 tiles here, and you're going to take 2 of these tiles, pass the rest of the tile to the next player, and take each of these tiles here and place 1 on castle that you're responsible for on the right, and the same goes for the castle responsible for the left. And the applicable way of placing the tiles is any way that you could place a structure, which I'll go over now. So there are a few emblems that I'm going to go over more in depthly here, but this one is the stairs, which means it's a basement tile, has to go underneath the throne area. And the special tiles here, this is the tower. So once this goes on top here, it's going to cap whatever portion or row that it's in. And with these outdoor tiles here, you can no longer place a tile on top of it because it needs to see the sun. So anything that's like outdoorsy like this, you can't place anything over it. But beyond that, you can legally put any tiles you want next to each other as long as you're following the rules. Now you'll continue to draw 2 tiles until all the tiles have been used, and then that is the first round. And the second round's the same as the first, just reverse. You pass the tiles the opposite way, and then you continue to lay tiles down, building up your castle, and then at the end of the second round, you go ahead and calculate your scores after having a huge castle built up. Now it's cool and very unique. I'll show you what one looks like right now. So this castle might look something like this at the very end. I'm pretty sure I followed every legal move. Now I'm gonna go over how scoring works, but this game does what I like the most, and it leaves me with an impression of I did something awesome, and look at it, it's right in front of me. I built this cool castle, I have little towers at the top, have a bit of a dungeon going on here. It has a story, and it's unique, like I said. All but the tower and fountain tiles that you see here are unique pictures, but they have some of the same powers as well as having different ones, even though they have the same emblem. With that being said, let me go over what every room does and how it scores, and then I'll tell you what I think about this game. Let's go. Okay, so we'll be going over some of the tiles as we go over the card, because each player gets one of these reference cards, which is the most pivotal part of this game, and I'm so happy they included it. And pretty easy to read. A lot of iconography in this game, but once you learn it, you know it forever. So the food rooms here are the little chalice. Now they will score basically on a horizontal or on a vertical plane, depending on what rooms are around them. So when I place it here, if I put this one here, it has, if I have these little orange icons here, I need to have them up top, and if I do, I get 2 points per. Now with the throne rooms, I didn't go over those. Each one's unique, so it tells you where you have to place these 2 rooms to get 2 points per. So if I place a sleeping room here up top on the right side or left side, I get those points. This guy right here does basements, so that's why I have basements on him. And these purple rooms are the living rooms. They score for whatever room is around him. So this is a food room with the chalice there. So however many foods you have around it, it will score that many points that it says on it. So 1 point for that. Now, not all living rooms are the same. Like this one here shows the outside kind of greenery land, so you want to put that somewhere around there to get points, and it's 2 points. So it's different, and it also has different pictures, but some of them are the same powers, but with different pictures. Now the utility room here, basically it works off of itself, so whatever is connected to it, like if there's more utility rooms connected to it, like a line of them, it's going to get 1 point per. But my favorite room, the kitty room, oh yeah. So this wants corridors instead of utility rooms, but it's a utility room itself. And then you have the outdoor rooms. It scores for sleepy rooms near it. And then you have the sleepy rooms. So these ones have the same powers, as you can see. I wanted to show this off, but different actual pictures. I just love the art. It's so cool. But this, you have to have every type of tile in the castle, or it's 1 point. If you have every tile, it's worth 4 points. So the corridors score differently. There are little emblems on each one of the tiles, and they're like swords and shields, and this one scores 1 point for each shield tile surrounding it. So that's different. Then you have the downstairs tiles. They score for whatever room is above it of the one that's saying here. So utility, you get 1 point. You definitely want to put it underneath this stack here to get the maximum amount of points. With the tiles, you actually get to get different kind of powers as well when you place the third of a tile in your castle. So I have 3 sleepy ones here. I'll be able to place the sleepy power if I want to, but let's go over all of them in order. So the food tile, if you place the third one, you will be able to draw 5 tiles and place one if you want to, so that's pretty cool. And the living room, if you place your third one, this is where you can fancy up your throne room and where these soldiers come into play. So these little guys right here, they're going to allow you to get more points. This one says for I think the swords, you get 1 point per in the castle, and they actually line up with your throne room, so aesthetically it's very pleasing. And there are 4 different ones that you can do. So with that power of the living room, you can do that. And then with the utility, you can also boost up your score with tiny fun size cards like we were going over before, and they're pretty simple. So like here, 2 points per the tree emblem, so forth and so on. There are some various ones that are a little more in depth, but that's essentially it. And if you place 3 outdoors, you get a fountain. A fountain is just worth 5 points and acts just like an outdoor. As you can tell, the blue border means outdoor. So when you place this, you get 5 points, and it has a shield on it, so that might matter to you. When you have 3 sleepy rooms, that's when you're allowed to put a tower up and cap it off. A tower gives you points for 1 point for each room underneath it. When you place your 3rd corridor, you'll get a grand foyer, so it gets points for every room around it. And your 3rd dungeon or downstairs here, you get to do any one of these powers that you want. Now, if you place 5 of a single room, of any kind of room, you get to take any one of the shield placements here and just put it anywhere you want. So it could be important to put the 5th one down. And like I said, you'll continue to do this over 2 rounds, drafting and placing until you place your last tile in the 2nd round. Calculate your scores, which I have a calculated score right here, so I can give you a kind of taste what's going on here. Fine Nation, what I named this castle, of course. So I got 4 points for food, living, rooms, so forth and so on. Ultimately, I got 52 points. So this one wasn't a really high scoring one. I would say around 50 to 70 points is right around the range of a average game, and or 70 being on a real high point. But that is how you play the game. Now let me give you my thoughts and give this game a grade. Let's go. So that is how you play between the 2 castles of Mad King Ludwig. Now, I like this game quite a bit. It does that aspect of I built something and let's take a gander at it. So this game gets a grade of 83. Nice solid B. The production is out of this world. I love it. I had some hyperbole going into it, and even with that, it satisfied the itch for me, because number one in my book, and it's just who I am, is production, and then the gameplay in my book, and then I think theme. So that's how I grade my games in my biased opinion, is production, gameplay, theme. And this one, the theme is okay. Now, from what I understand, this game is more like Between Two Castles than it is Mad King Ludwig. So I don't know if you like either one of those titles. You might like this, and I am absolutely recommending this game. And the 2-player variant isn't too bad. Normally they kind of tack those variants on, but having the dummy player, it feels pretty natural. And because the drafting aspect of this game isn't heavy, you're only doing 1 or 2, it works really seamlessly, even for 2 players. But it scales even better once you get up to 4. I haven't done anything beyond 4, but it has a spot for 7 players, which is awesome. Having unique rooms like the kitty room, the puppy room, the children's room, all these neat little things. And you can spend like 10 minutes just looking at the little things of other people's castles and yours. And that's one thing I just absolutely love about a game. I'm super impressed with this game, and I can't wait to review more Stonemaier games. So thank you so much again, Jamie, for sending us this review copy, and thank you so much, Vine Nation, for tuning in to this review. And if you like it, click like, and if you haven't, click subscribe. Until next time, I see you have a great rest of your day and a great time with all the play. My name is Dave, and I'm out. Bye. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.